this week we're going to be chatting about how to apply for your residency permit. What's a residency permit? So a residency permit is basically what allows you to stay in the country for an extended period of time. You get your long stay visa, and then that allows you to apply for your residency permit, or as it's known here, a titre de séjour or carte de séjour.
What do you need?
In order to do your application, there are a few things that you need. First and foremost, you need a proof of address. So wherever you're staying, you need to be able to provide a proof of address, and this is usually your lease agreement. It can also be a letter from EDF, which is the electricity supply company, and if you have a profile with them, you can just go online, you can click like, oh, I want a confirmation letter, and you can download it.
How much time do I have?
To apply for your residency permit, that has to be done fairly quickly. It has to be within the first 2 months of your arrival in France. When you're applying for your residency permit, you obviously need quite a few documents. As explained in my first video, the French are well known for their documents and the amount that they require. We couldn't find a comprehensive list from our prefecture on what we needed to provide, so we basically took everything, but I will just give you guys a rundown of what we needed for our prefecture, but each prefecture is different. So some of the documents that you need are your birth certificate. So I don't have my original with me, I just had a copy. You need a French translation of that if it's not in French already. So obviously, being South African, mine is English, it goes for all of our documents. So a birth certificate we needed to have translated. I also had my husband's birth certificate translated just in case. Our marriage certificate had to be translated. We had to take obviously a copy and then the translation. I have the original marriage certificate with me, which I took, but they didn't ask for it. As previously said, you need your proof of address, you need your passport, a copy of your passport, you need a copy of your visa, your long stay visa. You also need a copy of your spouse's passport and visa, as well as their residency permit if they have it already. I also needed to take my hubby's payslips. I think it was 3 months worth of payslips I took for the past 6 months just to be certain, but they did ask for that. And then photos, little ID photos, you can have done at the photomatron, which is a little photo booth at 90% of the metros here in Paris. But the prefecture that we go to for our area, they had a photomatron in the prefecture, so you can also use that if you didn't get a chance to go before.
What do I do when I get to the prefecture?
So once you arrive at the prefecture, you receive a ticket. You wait in your queue, wait for the ticket to be called, go to a little counter, give them your ticket and tell them what you're there for, and they will give you another ticket. Then you will go to the floor that they tell you to. For us it was the first floor, and you'll wait for your ticket number to be called. We waited the whole day. We went at 7:30 in the morning, gates opened at 9, and we were attended to at 3:30 in the afternoon. So after a whole day of waiting, I still didn't get to finalize my application because our translated documents were not translated in the past 3 months. So we had to leave, have our documents retranslated, and then come back.
Do they only speak French at the prefecture?
I would strongly suggest having someone with you that speaks French, because I didn't understand majority of what the people were asking me or what they were trying to explain to me, especially with us not having the document that wasn't translated in the last 3 months. But once you do finalize your documents and you hand them in and everything is fine, they will do your fingerprints and you will receive what they call a premier récépissé, which is your first receipt. So this is what you would use as your placeholder while you wait for your card to be made. So with your first receipt, there's something that you can't do is travel outside of the EU. If you do want to travel outside of the EU, you need to apply for something called a visa de retour. Basically, it's a return visa. But I'll maybe do more of that in a different video if you guys are interested.
How long do I wait for my card?
Waiting for your card is a whole different story. I have heard people waiting 6 months for their cards. I got mine in 2.5 weeks, which is amazing. I didn't expect it. I thought I'd be waiting 2 months minimum, because that's what I've been told, but because we're not at the Paris Central Prefecture, I think that helped a lot.
How do I know when my card's ready?
So when your card is ready for collection, you'll get an SMS or an email from the prefecture. This SMS will tell you what you need to bring with in order to collect. In my SMS, it told me to bring my passport, my first receipt, and 269 euros worth of tax stamps. Tax stamps, this is not what you pay for at the prefecture. This is what you buy at your local tobacco, which is a store that sells tobacco products, or you can buy it online. I'll put the link for the online below in the description. So if there's anything that I have left out, you're welcome to pop that in the comments, ask me some questions. I'll maybe go into some more in-depth detail if you guys need that in another video, but this is just a real overview of what documents you need, what our process was, and the time frame that you're going to be waiting to get your residency permit and the restrictions that are attached to it.